What I want to talk to you guys about is how to maintain a healthy weight. Now, this is an issue many people in the world have talked about, and I believe it's a lot easier than people actually believe it is. Because, of course, if you try to use the traditional methods, would be very difficult. Because something you have to realize about losing weight is not an easy thing. As anybody will tell you who's dieted, who goes on a diet, and diet experts will tell you, the hardest part of a diet is to maintain the weight. And most often, people end up putting more weight than the weight that they lost in the first place. And that's a problem with it, is that you have to realize when you've lost all that weight, to be honest with you, it's done a lot to you, okay? It's definitely sacrificed a lot for your taste buds. And that's a problem with it, is that you've went for the past, it's obviously if you've lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds for the past couple, in the span of a couple of months, obviously you had to have been eating extremely healthy, probably eating kind of like a horse or something like that, like an animal, not having much sugar or anything. So once you pass that stage, like, let's be realistic now, okay? Life is long, okay? And most people who are overweight are people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and in your 20s, apparently the weight issue, I think, becomes a bit better. Your metabolism speeds up a bit, but just in general, man, throughout most of your life, it's easy for you to put on weight. So honestly, the best solution when you're dealing with an issue like that is to think realistic. Can I really go, like, let's just say I'm 25 years old and I've lost a lot of weight. And this was one of the most common things people who've lost a lot of weight say, is they say, oh my gosh, I am never going to eat junk food again. And next thing, in just like a couple of weeks, in the buffet, when they go out to a buffet with their friend, they say, I'm going to drink just lemon water, and they end up eating more than everybody else. Like I said before, it's really depressing for people to set unrealistic expectations for themselves. The best possible solution, if you're trying to maintain your weight, not to lose weight, to maintain your weight, is to do exercise. And I know people are probably thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is what everybody else has been thinking, and they're probably thinking about their favorite exercises in the gym. Or they might try to find, oh yeah, I really like weightlifting or all of that sort of stuff. Well, I have to say, man, a lot of that stuff, to be honest with you, I don't think I think it relates to you, because not only does it cost a lot of, not only, the gym equipment, it takes a lot of effort, it burns a lot of, most people can only go like an hour doing it. It also takes, you're also surrounded by a lot of people, it also has a lot of issues related to it, such as over-exercise. Some people like exercising too much, and it can actually mess up your muscles. And also, another problem with it is that gym equipment can be quite dangerous, man. You always got to be on guard, because if you're like weightlifting, you're dealing with something that's probably just one piece of it is like 200 pounds. If that falls in your head, you're screwed, man. Like, seriously, like, that's the truth about it. It's not a good, is that. Honestly, man, I think people get things mixed up. when it comes to exercise. When it comes to exercise, okay? Because the thing about when you think in this world is you have to think, if you really want to maintain something, you have to think more realistically for you. Okay? Because let's just say you like riding a bike. There's a lot of people in the world that like riding a bike, okay? There's a lot, there's a lot of people in the world that like riding a bike. I could easily imagine somebody, if they live, depending on where they live, if the conditions are right, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people watching these videos, like I said, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, if they could probably ride a bike, not like riding it like you're riding for the Tour de France, but riding a bike, especially, and you should definitely, if you're doing it often, do it on a sidewalk. Don't do it on the street, because you could seriously get injured. An hour, probably about an hour a day, because let's face it, man, riding a bike is a really fun thing to do, because in the past it was designed as a way for travel, but at the same time it's also designed to be fun. It's designed to be enjoyable. Like, the motion on the ground really does something to us, and really does something to us. And that's the thing about it, I don't know how long it is, but I'm pretty sure, people are would be able to spend not only more days of the week doing exercises they like. It doesn't just have to be riding your bike. I know some people don't like riding bikes, or it could be something maybe like playing tennis. It could be maybe playing the Wii Fit. It could maybe be punching. It could maybe be punching a punching bag. Especially if you put in music in the mix. If you put in music in the mix, like your favorite song, that can really do something. Because as we all know, music, it is very good at uplifting people. You ever had a time, maybe in life, you were feeling a bit tired, and they played a good song, and all of a sudden you felt very excited. For example, as I'm sure there's a lot of examples. Let's just simply say that you're bored, that you're at a school ceremony or something, a student assembly. For a moment, you were bored as heck, you were tired, you were yawning, and then all of a sudden, it turns out that the presenter was actually a very good one, and he played a very good song that he made himself, or in general, they just played a very exciting song, and all of a sudden, everybody is excited, and everybody's just like, whoa, whoa, like, I didn't expect that, and everybody, just from being bored, is now super excited. Especially if you're on a tablet, you can listen to your favorite songs. There is a button where it can automatically replay on it, at least for the Samsung Galaxy S3. It can replay over and over again. So imagine listening to your favorite song, and a better example would be just like how little kids and how they get so excited. Like, I don't know if kids still do this, but how they will the moment their favorite song comes out, like brothers' favorite songs come on, they automatically start going crazy, and they start pillow fighting, and things kind of get a bit out of control. You see, that's what I'm trying to say, is that's the power of music. It uplifts people. It gets people exciting. Especially depending on the quality, and especially if you have a huge variety, and you can listen to it as often as you want. Really, So imagine doing that while exercising. So not only could it make you give you energy when you feel like you have none, especially if you feel like you got to move around, it'll give you more energy. So in general, that's the better option, okay? And if you're and if you want to swim, if you want to do tennis, try to make sure it's appropriate for the time you're doing it. You know, the time you're doing it, so you don't run out of energy, so it doesn't get damaged in the process. You know, and this is about longevity. You know, so you could do this. You know, this is about longevity, and that's off to say. It's done.